Have you ever had social anxiety? I do like being by myself, but I do have moments where it's like, okay, yeah, it'll be great to go see some people every once in a while. Why did I say it like that? Oh my god. What is the difference between oversharing versus being vulnerable? Are you trying to say something? Because, you know, if you watch my videos, you know, being vulnerable is not my strong suit. How did you deal with burnout when you were in college? If you're experiencing burnout, you usually will experience it when you're doing something that you don't enjoy doing. I know there's some people who are very hard on themselves, and maybe because their parents are very hard on them about their grades, but I... 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is I am me being all that I can be. Hey, hey. Today I'm gonna be doing another Jess Answers, which is pretty much when you ask me questions, okay? And I'm gonna answer them the best way that I can. If I don't know, I just don't know, or I'll do like prior research to it. Like I did some of the questions that you gave me, I did some research because first of all, I like reading articles and I'm always on Psychology Today anyway, so I wanted to read more into depth of what you guys were asking me so I can give you guys some sources to actually help you probably more than the things that I can talk about. But anyways, let's get to answering the questions. I asked for more of a girl advice questions rather than like hair related or whatever, but of course I still got some hair related questions, so I'm just gonna answer them. There's only 2, so quickly, first question is, how can you moistening your hair very fast? So I'm assuming you mean how can you moisturize your hair very fast? Get a spray bottle, put some hot water in there, or warm water, not too hot to burn you, but warm water, and either get a leave-in conditioner. If you don't have a leave-in conditioner, heck, you could use a regular conditioner if you wanted to, but get a leave-in conditioner and put that on your hair, and then your hair, ta-da, will be moisturized. Now, if you want your hair to be like more sculpted and defined, then get a cream and put a cream on top of your leave-in conditioner. A curl defining cream, or like a cream that says it's supposed to define your curls, that helps to define your curls. If you're in warm weather, custards are the best idea for best moisture. Matter of fact, you can even just do a leave-in conditioner and a custard, or you could do a leave-in conditioner and a cream, or you could do, if you don't want to get 2 products, you could just literally wet your hair and put a custard. And custards are very thick and very moisturizing, so they're really good for you as well. So that's the best thing I could say as far as moisture wise. But a good old conditioner, leave-in conditioner should definitely help for moisture. And the next one is, would you ever try extreme wet line gel on your channel, or are you only strictly about natural products? Well, I don't mind trying it. I guess I'm just scared because it's like, I don't know, maybe I've just gotten spoiled to using so many like natural gels. Wet line just seems like, I mean, I guess it couldn't be as terrible as like Eco Styler as far as the products wise, and I do still use Eco Styler on my edges every now and then if I don't have my other gel that I use by Natural, which I actually have on right now. So, but I guess I could do wet line. I mean, I guess I could do it. I just wasn't trying to like hop on the bandwagon when it was very popular, because I'm not a person that likes to like do what's everybody else is doing just because everybody else is doing it. It's just like, if I want to try it, I'll try it on my own time. But would you like me to try wet line gel? Would any of you guys like to see that? Comment down below, and if I get more than like 5 people, then I'll do it. Maybe 5 to 10 if I get a good amount of people, possibly. All right, now for the juicy stuff. I'm just kidding. What practices do you implement daily to manage anxiety and stress? How was your college experience, if you had one, and how did you navigate life after graduation? All right, so let's start with the first question. What practices do you implement daily to manage anxiety and stress? Okay, so for whoever that doesn't know, I do struggle with anxiety, and not just I struggle with anxiety like most people have some form of anxiety. I feel like I'm a little bit, like, I literally struggle with anxiety. I've dealt with multiple anxiety attacks, and it's something pretty serious to me. I haven't went to a doctor to get diagnosed or anything, because I just really don't want them to prescribe me anything. I'm not really, I don't judge anyone who has to take anything for it. I feel like you do what you feel like is best for you. And obviously if your doctor says you really need it because it's really messing up how you function on a daily, and you've tried everything else and that nothing worked, and then that's the only thing that works for you, like having a medication, then I feel like obviously there's nothing wrong with that. But I like to try to handle things not myself, but I try to, do research and everything like that. But anyways, like, okay, so I've done research on things to help with my anxiety, and it works when I do it. But I guess every day, if I'm honest, let me see. I think, well, the first thing that I do, to manage stress and anxiety, I feel like I have to plan out my day. And I know I've said that in the past, but that's so important. Like the night before, usually when I have a great day is when it's planned out the night before. So say tonight, I will quickly go through like what I'll just go on my laptop or write it down what all I want to get done tomorrow. So I know that I want to I'm filming of this video, and I have some other videos that need to be filmed, plus I have work, and then I want to work out. So like certain things like that, I'll just say, I'll write that down, and then I'll, kind of go through the day. Like I'll say I want to wake up at 7 a.m. And then I'll make my bed, and then I'll brush my teeth, wash my face, and then I'll go and eat, some breakfast. I'll make me some tea. Sometimes I do yoga, but sometimes I don't fit it in. But yeah, like I have work in the afternoon, so I try to wake up early, first of all, because the earlier I wake up, the more time I have before work. And another thing about me and with my stress and anxiety is, if I don't feel like I had a good morning before work or good time before work, then my whole day is just going to be like, I'm not going to feel right. I'm not going to feel fulfilled for that day, because once I go to work, I enjoy babysitting. I'm a babysitter or a nanny. I never know what to say. I feel like nanny sounds more professional, but whatever. But yeah, so it's not like I don't enjoy it. It's just not something I want to do for the rest of my life. It's not like what I want to do as a career. It's just something for now. So until I'm able to finally, like, start my career. If I'm not doing things before I actually go to work, that will get me closer to my long-term goals and everything like that, like filming, like, which I really need to start doing, is planning out some things that I've been thinking about, like creating and doing, that will move me into more of like my entrepreneurship goals and everything like that. So if I'm not, and then also me with my mental health, like I like drinking tea in the mornings, and I like just having time where I just have, time for me to do things before work. So if I don't wake up early and I wake up late, that's already going to mess me up, because I'm not going to have enough time, before work to get me right. So that helps with my stress and my anxiety also. And so yeah, that, and then it helps me plan everything out, and it just, everything's planned and structured for me. I have to do that, because if not, then I'm just gonna be like all jumbled. My mind is gonna be everywhere, and I'm just gonna be stressed, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, I have a lot of stuff to do, but I don't know what to do first, blah 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 blah. So that's why you plan it the night before, so when you wake up, you feel like, okay, cool. You just look at your list and you just start knocking it off, whatever. So, and then by the time I go to work, I'm in a good mindset, because it's like, okay, I got my stuff done, and then I'm good for the rest of the day. So another thing is that I've been doing to kind of help with my stress or my anxiety is like cutting off my work at a certain time. So usually I used to wake up and instantly start like editing, or instantly start filming or doing whatever, and then I would like, do that. Depending on if I have work or not, I'll do it until I have work, and then when I get off work, I'll get straight to editing and filming again. Like, it was like no time for me, and I'll do that until like nighttime when I feel like I'm starving. And then I don't know, I just wasn't taking care of myself because I was just so trying to do work and just keep like doing so much and not realizing like my actual mental health. Wait, is this in focus? Yeah, I was forgetting like it was like my body was like, hey, hello, over here, did you forget about me? Or my mental health was like, hey, excuse me, I kind of need to be in a good mindset for you to be fully productive in what you're doing, whatever. But it's like, yeah, you forgot about, like, I would forget about myself because I was just so focused on, okay, I gotta hustle, gotta grind, gotta do this, gotta keep gotta work, gotta get closer to my goals or whatever. But anyways, so yeah, so it was just not good for me, my mental health. Also with just, living with my boyfriend, not being in the mental state to even be present with him, because I was just thinking about if I was just with him and just chilling out with him, I was just thinking about all the things I could be doing work-wise, whatever. And yeah, it was just not good. And then also with my sleep and, me feeding myself and all that, it was just terrible. So I had to cut it off. I'll come home from work. So like I said, I have my good day before, and then I'll come home from work, and then I will eat, and then I'll have a little time for me to finish up some editing or filming. Like I'll give myself like an hour and a half, and then after that I'll go work out, which has been a major thing. Like also another thing that's been helping my stress and anxiety, because it's giving me something to do that gets my mind from electronics. It takes my mind off of work, because I can't even think about work. Like once you're working out, it's hard for you. I mean, I know for me, like I'm not thinking about work. I'm thinking about just like how good I feel on the treadmill. I don't know. It forces me to stop thinking, and it gets my heart pumping, and then I feel good, because you usually feel good when you work out. I mean, it was rough when I first started working out because I didn't really feel like it, but now that I've been doing it for like a month or more or whatever, I noticed like my body's getting back in shape. I'm being strong. Like things starting to happen gradually, and I feel like I have more energy and just stuff like that. So, sorry, this is such a long question. Oh my gosh, but it's okay. There's not that many questions, so I can like ramble. But does that help? So, ultimately, if I were to break it down, planning out my days the night before or whatever, or the morning of the day, and then setting time for like you to have you time. And that could, be like doing a yoga session in the morning or whatever. Waking up early too is so important. I mean, like if you wake up super late, I just like I get it if you need extra sleep, but if you can somehow go to sleep earlier so you can wake up earlier, it helps, especially if you have school and then you have work on top of that. You just have to try to fit in. Or if you can't wake up early because you have school, just fit in times to, like, I don't know, have some you time. That's just it. I don't know everybody's schedule, so I can't really, but yeah. So that's what I'll say for me. And then okay, I'm getting so off track. So manage your time, wake up early if possible. Have periods where you have time for yourself to do something that makes you feel good. And then working out has really, really helped. Moving your body. It doesn't even have to just be working out, but getting up and having a 30-minute dance session or going for a walk or just moving around, it really, really, really matters. Like, I know it's going to be annoying when you first do it, but just getting yourself away from, like, the screens and electronic and thinking about work. Okay, I need to hurry up. Okay, this is, like, so long. The last thing I have to say with anxiety and stress is lavender oil really, really helps me. Like, I heard it's really good for stress and anxiety, and I feel like it works a lot. I have actually went to lavender oil in the middle of an anxiety attack. I remember one time I had an anxiety attack, and I called my grandma, and I guess because she's kind of used to me calling her sometimes when I'll call her or my mom, whoever is available, and she actually did research, and she was just saying how lavender oil really helps. So one day when I was having an anxiety attack, she told me to put lavender oil on in my diffuser or put some lavender oil in my diffuser and just put my nose under it and just smell it and just focus on smelling it and breathing. And ever since then, it's been, I mean, it worked for me then. So ever since then, I'll just go do that. Like, I mean, I would say it sounds very seamless, but it's not. Usually I'm like freaking out, kind of panicky. I mean, if you ever had an anxiety attack, you know it's the worst feeling. You feel like you're gonna, like that's gonna be the end, like, you know, but the lavender oil kind of definitely helps me. But anyway, so that really helps too. Just putting, like, setting the mood, and I don't know, smells really help. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was so long. Are you still here? This is going to be a longer. See, I can't do long Q&As. How was your college experience, if you had one, and how did you navigate life after graduation? All right, so I went to college. I did go to college, and it was pretty good. Okay, so first off, the first college I went to was called the aNXietY, and I was a fashion design major, and that was really fun. I have to say, it was like no other, it was not like the regular, like, college. It's an art school, so most of your classes, if not all of your classes, are art based. So from what I remember, I enjoyed it so much because everything, you were just learning about art, fashion, and then I mean, things that I was very, very interested in. And since I was good at those things, I mean, again, a lot of you may not know, I mean, with you guys see me do my hairstyles and all that stuff, but I actually can draw. I used to draw fashion. I used to sew. I used to design a lot of stuff, and yeah, that was like my thing. So I was good with that. So I would get good grades with that because it was my passion at the time. But then I really enjoyed it. But the art schools, I always felt like it wasn't really like much of a, and maybe because I was at the aNXietY and it was more like a, I don't know, it wasn't like a university. Like, it didn't have a campus. So I always kind of felt like I was missing out on like the actual college, university, campus experience. Because, you know, with art kids, I don't know, like, there wasn't many parties and all that stuff like that. And I feel like that also, like, contributed to me changing my college, which I actually ended up going to Georgia State after that. Also because I felt like I remember doing really well. Like, my grades were so good when I was in the aNXietY, once again, because that was my passion. I enjoyed it. And it was just so fun. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should have changed my major. I'm not sure, but once again, I'm young, trying to figure out myself or whatever. And what was I gonna say? Oh crap, don't you hate when you like in the middle of something and then you forget? And I wish I could ask you guys, but I can't. Yeah, but I felt like, yeah, I remember when I was thinking about changing my major, is when I was thinking, I guess, seeing everybody else. There were so many talented people. The best thing about being in art college, which now I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's because we've been quarantined, we haven't had much human interaction, or I haven't, besides the main, my boyfriend, or, like my mom and my brothers, whatever. So it's like me thinking about when I was back in college and all the human interaction I had, especially with art students. I love art students. Like, they're just how they dress and just anyways. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, I think it was just maybe a bit intimidating because there were so many talented people there that was just so good. Like, I remember being in my sewing class and just so many people were so good at sewing, and I always thought I wanted to be a fashion designer, but I guess I like the design aspect rather than like the sewing. Like, I didn't really enjoy sewing. I mean, it was fun to know it, but I guess, I don't know, maybe I was just being lazy, or maybe I just felt like since I didn't seem like super, like, the best at it like everybody or like other kids were. I just felt like maybe I wasn't, maybe I'm not that passionate in it like I thought I was. But although I still feel like I enjoyed doing the design aspect. And now that I'm thinking about it, I felt like I had a friend there and we were both on the same mindset, but we both felt like, we still enjoy doing fashion and we can always still like do fashion. And you don't need to really be have a fashion design major to actually be a fashion designer. like it would help because but anyways, I'm going into this. So like I said, art school was great, but then I changed my major. I went to Georgia State University, which was a university, which was great because I felt like, once again, I was missing out on the college experience. Like when I was in art school, we didn't go to any parties, and it wasn't really like that kind of college. So I wanted to experience, and that was probably another player in why I changed my major. So I went to Georgia State, and that was like a whole different experience. I mean, just first of all, the classes were gross. I mean, with university, it's back to kind of high school in the sense, like, you have your, like, I forget what the classes are called now. It's been a while. Okay. Dang it. I'm gonna feel like so, like, lame. Not even lame, but like old for not even knowing what are the basic classes like math and science and social studies. Let me tell you, I did not have math class when I was in art school. Like I said, most of my classes were like art related or fashion related. So I think I maybe had social studies, but that was like history and like art history and stuff. So it was amazing. I think I was in the Art Institute for like 2 years, and then I changed my major, so it was just a whole different experience. And also, let me let you know, I had good grades in my past, pretty decent grades. Honestly, even when I was in high school, I did not graduate with a high GPA. And I've always been the type of person that I knew I was a very artsy type of person. I didn't care for being like the smartest student, especially because I know that I was an artsy type of, student. Like, I definitely did great in my art classes and stuff like that, but I didn't really care for like trying to have the highest grades and everything like that. I guess I was just trying to make it out of high school, and like I said, I always thought I was going to be a fashion designer, so I didn't really care about like how great I was in math or science or all that stuff. So because I went to university, it kind of was the same. My camera just died. So pretty much just coming from an art school where everything was about art and fashion, and to the regular basis like college, it was difficult. Like, I loved my psychology classes and I did very well in those, but anything else like math, terrible. Social studies, terrible. Science, terrible. So I did not like that aspect of college, which probably was another factor in me leaving, because once again, I know there's some people who are very hard on themselves, and maybe because their parents are very hard on them about their grades, but I didn't really care about that. I mean, once again, I always knew, like, I'm a creative art student, okay? That was my excuse. I just never placed value in my grades. And maybe because my mom never really did. Like, I felt like when I was in high school and I was, in elementary, I had good grades. And I was like, great, I know what I could do to get an A or a B. But at the same time, I never really stressed myself out if I had, like, even a C or something. Like, low-key, I was just like, okay, great. I was able to pass. And I get it. Not everybody's like that. So I didn't really have stress like that when it came to college, because it's like, as long as I had a good grade in the classes that I cared about, which was psychology, everything else, I don't care if I'm passing with a C. I mean, obviously, I would try to do my best, but if it wasn't, if it was going to stress me out, I was just really not, like, going to let it stress me out. But that's me. I know myself, and I knew what ultimately I wanted and whatever. But I know some people are, like, harder on themselves because they care about their GPA and everything like that. Also, didn't get much scholarships, too, so maybe some people care about that. So in that case, I get it why, your grades may be very, very, very important. So you're asking the wrong girl as far as that. But so once again, but besides that, I did, like I said, I enjoyed psychology. I didn't enjoy, the experience of that. It was really, really nice. Like, I really enjoyed that. And I did enjoy the university experience. Although, actually, I didn't really, like, have that many friends when I went to Georgia State. I think I was there for, like, a year. Maybe a year and a half or something like that. and I only had like a few people that I knew. My cousin that went to Morehouse, I would go to his dorm because he lived on campus. I would go to the parties. I went to parties with him. So that was great. That was a good experience, you know, just having a cousin that was older than you in college that got you into all the cool parties. But I didn't go to any parties in Georgia State on my own. I really didn't know that many people in Georgia State. So yeah, that's my college experience. And then I don't know, I'm gonna repeat it just in case you don't know, but then I think after the first semester I was getting help for my college because I didn't have that many scholarships and stuff like that. I was getting help. I was using FAFSA to pay to get financial aid, but I didn't renew my financial aid on time for the next year or whatever. So I wasn't able to go, and then that's when I did the whole self-discovery. I had a whole self-discovery. Well, first of all, I was really, really sad and very disappointed in myself, and like going crazy. Like, what am I gonna do? Oh my gosh, this is terrible. And then after that, I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna take this time to until I was able to renew for the next semester or the next year. I was just like, I'm going to take this time to learn about myself. So I read a bunch of self-help books and learned about who I am and what I really want to do. And is college really the thing that I want to do right now? Or do I just want to blah, blah, blah? Do I just want to try new things or, live my 20s to like taste and test different things out that don't require me like spending money right now, going into more debt. I don't know. So that's where my self-discovery, and then I decided to take a break from college, and and that I'm here now. So yeah, long story short. Okay, that wasn't short at all. And how did you navigate life after graduation? So that's kind of like I said, I didn't graduate. I definitely I'm pretty sure I said in my past videos or my past Q&A, I never say never as far as going back to college, but I definitely want to test out a few things or try new, just take some risk and try to really go for my passions that don't require me to go to college first. See how that goes. If I fail, I'll go back to college. Like, that's kind of my situation. Okay, sorry, that was so long. That's the whole video. I might as well just close it out there, but I'll answer a few more questions. Would you ever try yoga and meditation? I heard it helps with mental and physical health tremendously. Yes, I do yoga and I meditate every now and then. I've been doing yoga pretty much at least once a week for a while. So yoga definitely has helped me. Meditation I don't really do as often as I probably should. How did you deal with burnout when you were in college? So once again, I'm trying to think of if I had. First of all, I also didn't tell you that I actually worked when I was in college. Like, there was a point where I was working 2 jobs when I was in college, which also probably was taking up my time. So my grades were very not good. That's why I was I don't know if I'm the great person to talk to, because I was just doing the bare minimum to get by in college. So if that's not you and you're looking for somebody who has straight A's or B's or whatever and doing great, but also that wasn't me. So like I said, I was just doing things to just pass. I'm going to put a video on burnout that will help you more than what I can say. I'm not going to try to sit here and act like I'm an expert in it because, again, I think I didn't make college or my classes stressed me out so much to the point to where I felt burnout. Once again, I kind of just did what I could. When I was in art college, I never experienced burnout really because I enjoyed what I was doing. And I feel like ultimately, if you're experiencing burnout, you usually will experience it when you're doing something that you don't enjoy doing. Am I wrong? I feel like that's true, because if you're doing something that you love to do, can you burn out from something that you love to do? If you're genuinely experiencing feelings of love, you love to do it. But I feel like even for people who are on YouTube, okay, yes, you would say that, some people love what they're doing on YouTube. But if you love it, then it wouldn't be causing you stressful feelings of burnout. Because let me look up the definition of burnout. Burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and often physical exhaustion brought on by prolonged or repeated stress. Though it's most often caused by problems at work, it can also appear in other areas of life, such as parenting, caretaking, or romantic relationships, or school, or all that stuff like that. So it's brought on by stress. So I feel like if you are genuinely enjoying something that you're doing, like say for instance for me being a content creator, if I'm really enjoying the stuff that I'm putting out, then I feel like I'm not gonna experience burnout because I'm enjoying it and I'm going at the pace that I want to. But if I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, if I'm thinking about the views and analytics and oh my gosh, my video didn't get this much, this many views, or if I'm thinking about the money, or if I'm thinking about what everybody else will think, or if I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to be super, super consistent, and I'm just overwhelming myself with things other than just doing something that I enjoy, then it will cause burnout. I don't know why I'm going into a whole tangent, but I feel like that's the same with school. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Because I was in art school, I didn't have any burnout because I enjoyed all the stuff that I did. Of course there would be times when I was a little stressed because, a project that I had or whatever. I may have procrastinated a little bit. I was a big procrastinator in college. I'm still kind of working on that. But, yeah, so because, like I said, I didn't have any burnout because I enjoyed what I was doing, but I'm pretty sure, and once again, I can't speak for Georgia State because I was only in there for 1 year, and then never went back, so I don't know if I had burnout quite yet because I wasn't letting the pressures of trying to get the best grades and all that stuff to overwhelm me. I was just like, hey, if I can get this assignment in, I'll get it in. If not, I had work. I had other stuff to worry about, trying to survive and everything like that. Like I said, as long as I had my important classes like psychology and the things I actually enjoyed straight, then yeah. But like I said, I'll leave a video. One thing that while I was researching said with burnout is you have to take breaks. You hear that? You have to take breaks. So say you're in college and I'm sure I've heard on how dirty they've been doing you guys in college. Especially doing a whole freaking Pac-Man manny. Yeah, so many, you guys have finals coming up and then so many you have other final tests, final projects, final assignments, all this stuff like that. So listen, I know you want to do your best and try to get, the best grade that you can get, but you got to go into survival mode. You just have to try to do the best that you can, but also fitting in time for you. Not even fitting in, you have to make that time. Taking little breaks between your work to go do something that can get your mind off of, your work is very important. Because one thing is, if you are on the verge of burnout or burning out, or if you're super stressed, the quality in the work that you're going to do is going to be trash. That assignment that you're doing, that you're trying to force and you're trying to work through, but you are stressed, it's going to be rushed. It's going to be you're not going to be in the clearest good mindset to put your best or good work in because your mind is so clouded and exhausted. So you have to make the sacrifice to take some time, okay? You have to for your mental health. I promise you'll be okay, okay? You will be grateful for that. I'm more selfish with my mental health, but once again, I'm not super big on trying to get the best grades. So once again, I don't know if I think you should do your best, but don't be hard on yourself if sometimes your best comes out to a B-. See? That's just me. But everybody's different. I get it. And your parents may not like me saying that either. But hey, you're not living for your parents. Sorry for the parents who may see this. That's just the truth. Who is going to live your life? You, right? Okay, I know you want to make your parents proud, but your parents gonna have to, I'm pretty sure they would not like to hear that you are dealing with super major stress that is gonna be not good for your body and your mental health and all that, you're unhappy. And anyways, so taking breaks, that's all I can tell you. And when you take your breaks, do things that make you feel good. Do not do anything that has to do, when you take your breaks, take a break from electronics too. So go for a walk, like I said, or put on some music and just dance or draw or call a friend or meditate or do some yoga or, you know, sniff some lavender oil, do a quick workout, you know, there's so many things. Read. Oh, and another thing is just planning out your time better time management. You have to be honest with yourself. Are you procrastinating? Are you wasting your time watching this video right now? Okay, maybe this video is okay because you're already here now, so you might as well keep watching. But after this, I'm just kidding. But really though, like, are you spending time on Instagram or TikTok or doing, like, at that point, you're just causing more problems with you because you are not. Another major thing with burnout or just stress is you're not managing your time well. So that's why I say planning out your day the day before so you can plan. Okay, my camera is like dying so many times. So you can plan out your day, and when you plan out your day, you fit in time stamps to take your 5, 10, 15, 30-minute breaks in between. Okay? When you need to. And having a stopping point too. I mean, I know sometimes you may procrastinate and you have to pull some all-nighters sometimes. But don't let that become a habit, I'll say. But anyways, so hopefully that helps. I think I'll answer 2 more. What is the difference between oversharing versus being vulnerable? So, this is a very great question. I was like, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say something? Because, you know, if you watch my videos, you know, being vulnerable is not my strong suit, and I'm working on it. But I decided to actually look this up and try to get some other professional opinions on this. And I saw article that said was talking about the difference between being authentic and oversharing. And I feel like authentic, you can kind of replace that with being vulnerable. But they said the difference between being authentic, scratch that and put vulnerable, and oversharing stems from your intentions. So pretty much they were just saying, like, what is your intent? So it depends on your intentions for being vulnerable. This is a really good article, so I'll say if you guys can, like, read it yourselves, it's not, like, that fast. I mean, it's not that fast. It's not that long. But I'll read it quickly. I'll kind of, like, skim through it. Okay, so the difference between being authentic, like I said, you can put vulnerable. So the difference between being vulnerable and oversharing stems from your intentions. In her book, Daring Greatly, Brené Brown summed up the difference by saying, using vulnerability is not the same as being vulnerable. It's the opposite. It's armor. So you're using your vulnerability. It's like, what's your intentions? So here are some reasons people cross the line sometimes and unintentionally from being authentic and or vulnerable into being an oversharer. So these are things that will be like reasons why the intentions could be wrong when you're like oversharing or trying to be vulnerable. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Just listen. A misguided attempt to gain sympathy. So what is your intentions by trying to be vulnerable? If your intention is trying to gain sympathy, then that will be a form of oversharing rather than being vulnerable, because you're just trying to overshare to gain sympathy. You're not just being vulnerable because you want to just let out your emotions. Another reason why it could be oversharing rather than being vulnerable could be it's an attempt to fast track the relationship. So it says authentic people or vulnerable people build relationships first. Oversharers blur out personal information in an attempt to gain a sense of intimacy without building trust. So if you're being vulnerable, you're just being naturally vulnerable, and you're being vulnerable to kind of help build. You're not being vulnerable. You're not trying to overshare because you're just trying to rush to something just so you can seem like, oh my gosh, I'm just being so vulnerable and so open just because you have a bad intention. Like, that's it. What's your intention? Like, for instance, I feel like a lot of, it's kind of been like trendy to be vulnerable on YouTube or on social media. Being vulnerable has become like the gateway to trying to be authentic for everybody. And because we know as creators that most people value authentic people, and authentic content creators usually are the ones who may like attract more views because they're being authentic. So I feel like other people has caught on to that, or other content creators, so they try to overshare into seeming like they're relatable or they're being authentic, when it's like, no, you're just trying to, like, you have a bad motivation. You're just trying to do that so you can get more views, rather than you're just like, hey, I really want to connect and I really want to just get this off my chest because I feel like it'll be of substance for you guys. So for instance, for me, like, you know, I feel like I have a lot of stories and I have a lot of things that I deal with and go through and blah blah blah. I have some things that I can share, personal stories there. Like, I feel like me being vulnerable or opening up a little more to you guys will be able to help you guys in the long run, because it's like letting you in on things that I know, rather than just hair stuff, you know, or just whatever, what you could see on the outside. So me opening up is kind of like letting you guys into, like, oh, hey, she's a human with experience. She's a girl. She knows certain things, rather than just hair. So you feel open to, like, being willing to ask me questions. What am I trying to say? I like to give advice, and I feel like I don't do that much. My channel is not an advice channel. If it was, that would be great. You guys, like I said, I wanted to be a psychology major at some point, so I love just talking and giving advice. Or, I mean, I love listening, but I can't listen. I can only just read your, you know, comments and questions, and I just love giving advice. And I feel like in order for you guys to see me in that light, you have to know more about my experiences and who I am, so it can validate if I'm even worthy to answer the questions, you know, that you guys have for me. So with that comes being vulnerable. So it's like, that's my intention, just to be able to help you guys in return, rather than me just trying to be vulnerable and just because I want to, you know, be relatable or get views and blah blah blah. So it's just about your intention. So what is your intention of being vulnerable? Is it a good intention, or are you just trying to trick somebody into thinking you're somebody that you're not, or you're trying to get something from being vulnerable? And in that case, that's you oversharing. Plus, it's also oversharing if it's making someone uncomfortable. Like, if you're just like going too far, and if the other person don't seem like they're vibing with it, or they're feeling uncomfortable, then it's like, okay, you may be sharing a bit too much there. But if they seem like, you know, they're feeling like they're relating and very interested in what you're saying, then I feel like it's a good thing. You're just being vulnerable and they're being receptive of it. So okay, oh my goodness. Alright, and the last question I'm going to have to do, because this is going to be way longer than it should have been. Oh my goodness. Have I been talking for an hour? Like, literally no one's going to watch my videos. You guys I feel like nobody even watches my videos anymore because it's so freaking long. The last one is going to be, have you ever had social anxiety? I mean, I feel like I may have a little bit of anxiety before I, like, get into a social setting, but I'm able to turn it on and off. Like, I may overthink about, oh my gosh, what if I say the wrong thing? Or, oh my gosh, you know, there's a lot of people. But I don't know, I feel like but yeah, it's not bad enough that it will hinder me from, like, going to a social setting. I'm able to just be like, okay, don't care about it. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world. Like, I'm able to pep talk myself into doing it. And I like people, honestly. I do like being by myself. But I do have moments where it's like, okay, yeah, it'll be great to go see some people every once in a while. Why did I say it like that? Oh my gosh. That sounds so, like, I don't even know, weird. But yeah, I do have moments, and it's like, okay. And I'm able to, like, hold conversations and everything like that. I'm able to be fine in social settings, you know, even though sometimes I may be, like, you know, freaking out on the inside sometimes, or overthinking everything. But I feel like, you know, I don't think I have social anxiety to the, like, severity, like, really what social anxiety is, which is, I actually looked that up too. So yeah, it says social anxiety disorder, formerly referred to as social phobia, is an anxiety disorder characterized by overwhelming anxiety and excessive self-consciousness in everyday social situations. People with social anxiety disorder have a persistent, intense, and chronic fear of being watched and judged by others, and of being embarrassed or humiliated by their own actions. Their fear may be so severe that it interferes with work, school, or other activities, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think that's me, because I'm more like, again, I may like overthink or be like, oh my gosh, what did they think? They may think this, but at the same time, I'm really like a type of person where I could care less. If I don't know you personally, like I could really care, or you, like, I don't know, I just don't really care about what people think of me. Like, I may care for a second, but it's not enough for me to like change who I am or like try to avoid the person. Not like that. I don't have it that severely. So, but if you do, I do have an article for you. I will link it in the description box below. It's on one of my favorite sites to read of psychology, and it has a great, if you guys need advice, just go on Psychology Today and research the things that you're struggling in the search bar, or click that in the search bar, and it has so many great articles that can help you, because I just love going on there. This article is 12 powerful ways to help overcome social anxiety. It has amazing tips. So, and it's by an actual person who knows what they're talking about, person with a degree or something like that, I'm pretty sure. And it's on Psychology Today, so yeah, probably a therapist or whatever. But yeah, so I would say click that to, if you want some tips on how to deal with social anxiety. But okay, oh my goodness, that was such a long video. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I know I just ranted and told my whole life story, but I know right now it's a time where a lot of students are really like about to rip their hairs out, because this is a stressful time for you guys, especially when May hits. So good luck, the best of luck. Please, please plan out your time better. Try your best not to procrastinate, and also take your freaking breaks. Take them. I don't care how many assignments you have. I don't care. Like, would you rather be stressed and try to rush through that assignment and then to get a terrible grade where you knew you could have just took a break for yourself, or took a time for yourself to woosah, then go back to the assignment and do it with a clearer head or mindset and get a better grade? You can make time for the things you want to make time for. You want to make time, you make time to watch this video, you make time to go on social media. So make time to take some time away from work, away from electronics, and just go freaking soak yourself in a bubble bath or something, okay? You need it. Let me know if you enjoyed this video by obviously liking, and comment a blue heart. Or 3 blue hearts in the comments down below, so I know if you watched till the end. Also, if you have any questions that you would like me to answer in the next Jess Answers, leave that in the comments below as well, okay? I know I didn't answer the questions that you guys left in the other Jess Answers comment section, but I will in the next Jess Answers, okay?